everybody, Ryan here. I'm here with my long-awaited Q&A video that I've been trying to do for like the last month, but I haven't been able to get around to it. Like some of you guys know, I'm going out of town tomorrow morning, and I'm spending like all day packing, and so, but I wanted to try to get this out of the way. I don't have my computer in front of me. I'm getting the questions off of YouTube off my phone under the video. So if you see a little reflection in my glasses, it's me looking at my phone at the questions. So the first question is from Robbie Webster, and he asked me, how many DVDs and Blu-ray movies do you have in your collection? I used to have over 1,000 movies in my collection. Recently I kind of did a downscaling because I was trying to, I had to move and everything. And so I probably have about 800 DVDs now and probably about 30 or 40 Blu-rays. And so, yeah, and that sounds about right. If you had to throw away one movie in your collection, which would it be? I actually don't have any that I would throw away because I either traded them in already when I had to do the downscaling or what, but yeah, I don't really have one I'd throw away. And he also asked me, what was your first DVD you ever owned? Was it a gift or did you buy it yourself? The first DVD I ever owned, I got my DVD player for Christmas. I forgot how old I was, but I got 4 that Christmas morning when I opened my DVD player. It was 10 Commandments, Rudy, which is one of my all-time favorite sports movies, Planet of the Apes, the one with the Tim Burton one, and Shrek. And I was like blown away by the quality of those movies, coming from VHS. And I got them for Christmas. So that was the first few DVDs I ever had. Alright, the next one is from Zero to Family Guy, and he has a few questions for me. And the questions are, what is your all-time favorite Kubrick movie? Probably, it's a tie between Dr. Strangelove and 2001. Yeah, a tie between those two. Have you seen The Third Man? Yes, I've seen The Third Man. I love it, and it's one of my Criterion collection movies that are out of print now, and so it's like one of my favorite things I have in my collection. So I love The Third Man, one of the best film noirs I've ever seen. What are your thoughts on the Batman movie franchise from 1989 to 2008? Well, I think they're still pretty entertaining. I think the Tim Burton ones are very good. I think Joel Schumacher did an okay job. I think Batman Forever was pretty good, but I thought Batman and Robin was awful. And so, but I still own them because they're Batman movies, and I still own them. So I like them. They're pretty good. I mean, they're entertaining. I definitely prefer the Christopher Nolan franchise more. But I don't know, the first one with Jack Nicholson and Michael Keaton, you can never go wrong with that one. That one's one of my all-time favorite ones, It's so awesome. It's a great film. What is your favorite horror movie of all time? I might have to go with Dawn of the Dead, the George A. Romero. I don't know, it's just such a brilliant movie, It's a zombie movie, but it's not, it has so much behind it. It's kind of like, these hidden messages behind it about, what do they call it? There's all these like sociology, like meanings behind different parts of the movie, how people are, Americans and just people all over the world are just obsessed with consumerism. I think that's what it is, what you call it, about like being obsessed with malls and all these hidden meanings behind that movie that I love. It's just such a great film. And so it'd have to be Dawn of the Dead, followed by Halloween. Yeah. What is your... Oh, wait. Do you have any thoughts on German cinema from the 1920s and 1930s? I love German cinema between that period of time because it was the beginning of... you could see kind of the authority that the government was starting to have over the people, because you could see a lot of that in the film, like M, for instance. It showed the power that was beginning to happen over the civilization of people because of the just different things, and you could see that little struggle getting ready to happen. that, or you could see the struggle happening in those movies because of society at the time in that area, and very good, and it really made those movies like what they are, and they're great films. All right. From David Randall Curtis, what do you think of the Japanese director Kiyoshi Kurosawa? I've actually never seen any of those movies, or any of the movies he's done, so I will definitely have to check them out. From Big Toe 512, what movies do you think are the most overrated or underrated? I think that, Stanley Kubrick being my favorite director, I think Barry Lyndon is a very underrated film. Movies about, I think there's a lot of underrated movies. I might have to do a video just on that. Overrated movies, I usually go for movies that are overrated. I'm not saying that they're not a bad movie, I just think they're overrated. I think Avatar is overrated. I liked it the first time I saw it in theaters, but I didn't think it was anything special other than the special effects. I don't know, some of the movies of the 90s I think are really overrated. Like Shakespeare in Love, The English Patient, I think those are kind of overrated movies. I didn't really care for them too much. But I mean, a lot of people, there's people out there that say The Godfather is very overrated, but that's my number one favorite movie of all time. But I guess it just depends on how you look at it. But anyways, hope that answers your question. My favorite performance in a movie. It's probably a tie between Robert De Niro in Taxi Driver and Al Pacino in Godfather Part 2. Because those are two performances that blow me away in a movie. That and probably Martin Sheen did an amazing performance, and I think that performance is really underrated in Apocalypse Now. I mean, you hear about the movie and it's such a wonderful movie, the direction, everything, but I think his performance was amazing, and you don't really hear much about it. People usually go towards, Brando in the movie, which he was barely in it. I mean, he did good, but Martin Sheen did amazing. He carried that film. What titles are you going to pick up at the Barnes & Noble sale in July for the Criterion is what he's referring to, the 50% off sale. Probably, I want to get Scenes of a Marriage, Night of the Hunter. That's really all I can think of for right now. I want to get Diabolic, The Great Dictator. What is your favorite movie genre? I love horror movies, but genre, I guess I could say like it's a tie. It's always a tie. I love dramas, but I don't like just narrowing it down to drama. I guess psychological thriller. I guess you could say, like, Hitchcock movies. I consider The Godfather Part 2 a psychological kind of thriller compared to a gangster movie. So I like psychological thrillers, horror movies, gangster movies, and I love British comedy. And so, yeah, I kind of like everything. That's the problem. Alright. From Underpath. What was the first movie you ever watched that made you think? That really made me think was 2001: A Space Odyssey. When I first saw that when I was a kid, I was like, what the heck is this movie? But it made me think. And he also asked me, what is my favorite movie genre? Which I just answered. Do you like martial arts movies? I didn't really like them until I saw Kill Bill, the Kill Bill movies for the first time, and then I really started getting into them. The original Jackie Chan movies and Sonny Chiba movies, Kung Fu type stuff, Bruce Lee. I'm not really crazy about all those movies, and I don't watch them a lot, but I do like them. Like, if I watch them, if they're on TV, I'll watch them, and they're very entertaining, and I like them. Being that you're young, do you have any recollection of VHS, or beta? I think it's beta or beta. Who knows? I do have a recollection of VHS. I used to collect those when I was a kid. And he also asked me, who is my favorite director? And that's Stanley Kubrick. Rocky17 asks me, What are your hobbies besides cinema? Well, I love playing the guitar. I love music. My main hobby used to be surfing until I was 17, and I had like a major injury in my abdomen area, and I couldn't surf anymore. And even to this day, I haven't been able to surf, and I'm 23. And so, but I love, playing the guitar. I play the bass. I love music in general. I love, I sing in my church's worship band. I like singing. I like writing. What are some other things? I love cooking. I like reading, watching movies, of course, but that's cinema. I love painting. I really like doing a lot of things. Razman Reality asks me, is there a film that you've seen and thought, man, I wish I could remake this because I could do it so much better? If so, what one and how would you remake it? I think a movie I would like to, something I would have remade was The Honeymooners TV series. I know they came out with the movie, they remade it into a movie like years ago with Cedric the Entertainer, and it was awful. I hated it. And I grew up watching The Honeymooners with Jackie Gleason, and I really think the movie was awful. It wasn't even like the same kind of style of, of comedy as the original series, and so I think I'd probably remake that. Cynical44 says, who is your second favorite director behind Kubrick? That's probably a tie between Martin Scorsese and Alfred Hitchcock. What is more exciting to collect? Criterion's limited edition sets or steelbooks? With me it's Criterion's because that's just what I've always been into. Who is your favorite actor and favorite actress? Favorite actor? I really don't know. I love Al Pacino. It's probably Robert De Niro. He's my all-time favorite actor. And my favorite actress is probably Betty Davis, or even I think it'd be Betty Davis. And I like Marilyn Monroe, but I don't think she was all that great of an actress. And what's her name? Vivien Leigh is an amazing actress. She was in Gone with the Wind, Streetcar Named Desire. They're all great actresses. What genre of films do you watch the most? And what movies introduced you to that genre? I probably watch the psychological thrillers, war movies, westerns. Westerns is what got me into... Western and war movies are the ones that actually got me into movies. So, what out of print... what out of production movies are you trying to find? I actually don't even know. I got them written down somewhere. But, I actually don't know. I'll have to get back to you on that. From Dr. Hasline, how long have you been collecting DVDs and Blu-rays? Well, I'm 23 now, so probably since I was 15, and then before that I was collecting, I was like 14, and before that I was collecting VHS. Corey D. Stone asks me, what are your hobbies outside of film? I already talked about that before. Do you have any favorite sports teams? I'm not really all that crazy into sports right now, but I like watching football. I'm a Florida State Seminole fan, and I'm a Jacksonville Jaguars fan, even though sometimes they're awful. But what are your favorite books? I love The Godfather, the book, Count of Monte Cristo, Atlas Shrugged is one of my favorite books. The Stand. I'm kind of looking over at my bookshelf right now. I love Chuck Palahniuk books. Lonesome Dove is one of my all-time favorites. Who are your three favorite superheroes? Batman, Superman, and I don't know, because I don't really watch any other superhero movies. I'm not really crazy about anything else superhero-wise, but anyways, those are my questions, and I hope I answered them all to your liking. Thank you for asking me these. sometimes they have to make me. I have to think about them because these were all great questions, and I thank you guys for asking me. And I'll probably do another one in about a month and a half. So eventually I'll get another video and I'll say, ask me more questions. But I hope that answered all your questions, and I'm going to go try to get back to packing because I got to leave early in the morning. Anyways, remember, stay positive. There's 3 ways of doing things: the right way, the wrong way, and the chat way. See you.